Now, if you're new on this call tonight, you might have seen that presentation and thought to yourself, now, if it's in my doctor's prescription book, why doesn't my doctor talk about it? Well, it's because it's a natural supplement, and doctors don't prescribe natural supplements. But the beautiful thing about Immunocal, folks, is that it doesn't require a doctor's supervision. And that's why it's really important that everyone can take this product, and we don't need a doctor to prescribe it or to oversee it. So now you can see why Immunocal is just not another health product, but it's an answer to everyone who is seeking to improve their immune function, and someone who wants to maintain their health and their vitality well into their old age. It's simple, really simple. When you're low in glutathione, you're susceptible to illness and disease. The solution is to increase your glutathione levels. And how do you do that? By taking Immunocal. Immunocal is scientifically proven to raise glutathione levels by providing your body the ingredients it needs for your body to make more of it. So now you can understand its importance, but the thing to know the most is that it's an inside job. Your body makes glutathione each and every day. That is your immune function in a nutshell. So glutathione gets a lot of attention in the health and wellness space today. You're going to see it. In fact, if you're here for the first time on this call, you're going to go to a health food store, you're going to go everywhere, and you're going to see glutathione, because that's just the way it works. It's like buying a new car. You see the same car everywhere. So, you might come across some pills and potions that promise to provide the benefits of glutathione. But here's the thing. Man has a history of wanting to take shortcuts, and man has a very bad history of trying to make its own version of what Mother Nature does naturally. So remember that. Glutathione is an inside job. So in order for your body to produce its own glutathione, it needs to be presented specific natural raw materials called precursors. This is what Immunocal provides, the ingredients, the precursors. But you don't have to believe me. You can believe the science. Immunocal has undergone extensive clinical studies, like you heard in the video, supported by peer-reviewed publications. It's recognized by medical journals. It holds several patents around the world, which safeguards its unique process and formula, so it can't be copied. This is why Immunocal is such a unique product in the marketplace. If you want to view the scientific research, because there's people that love this type of thing, they want to know more. We have lots of medical people on these calls. This is important information for them. You can go into PubMed and you can view all the clinical research that Immunocal is in there, or that Immunotec has completed. So PubMed is a widely recognized and trusted online database, and it's full of scientific studies and medical literature. And it has peer-reviewed journals, research papers, clinical studies, everything that medical practitioners need to know. So who uses it? Researchers, scientists, doctors, nurses, all sorts of health professionals. If you scan this QR code, it'll take you right to those studies. These are the books that we talked about in the video, the doctor's prescription books. The Canadian one is the CPS. The American one is the PDR. And these two books are the books that all doctors and medical nurses use to prescribe pharmaceuticals. In Canada, we list all the details of Immunocal in there, but in the US, they are a little bit more descriptive. By law, they're allowed to say what the function is that it performs. And you'll notice that when it says indications and usage, you'll see some common ailments that we know about today. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, cancers, cataracts. It actually names the illnesses that Immunocal can help with. And of course, we have the world's leading authority in glutathione in our company, Dr. Jimmy Gutman. He's known around the world. He's the expert in the field. And you can look him up on YouTube. You can purchase his book, The Comprehensive Guide to Glutathione. So he works with us each and every day with our company, and he is an invaluable resource. You'll hear from Jimmy Gutman during the month when he does his special glutathione central calls. And we have a lineup of products that all support the immune system, and they tackle various issues that are important to you today. Energy, cognitive support, digestive support, all of them are designed to promote general well-being and improve immune function. So now we're moving to our special guest of the evening, Dr. David Cameron. And before we have talk to Dr. Cameron, I want to just say that, read this quick disclaimer to you, that the testimonials that you hear each and every week on these calls are an individual's personal experience with our products. Immunotec products are intended to support overall health and wellness, but they are not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease. And these testimonials should be not considered as medical advice, and you should always consult with your own healthcare professional. So let's go to our special guest, Dr. Cameron. Are you with us?
I'm here, Judy.
Wonderful. I am going to stop sharing my screen. There we go. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you with us tonight. It really is. I know you're a very busy man, and it's been really special. It's a special night for me because you've been taking care of my chiropractic care for the last year, and I tell you, it's been invaluable to me. I really have had a great improvement in all of my health on top of what I already do every day. So I, we always start these calls with, our personal experience with our products. Would you share yours with us?
Sure, Judy. It's interesting. I was introduced to Immunotec by Dr. Ron Paskowitz, a good friend of mine out in the coast there. And like him, as a chiropractor, you get approached with a lot of different, latest and greatest products, everything like that. Everybody's telling you, you have to check this out. And over the years, we've looked at a lot of them. We've been involved with some different ones, and some that are in network marketing, some that have just, general supplements that you can get available anywhere. But I'd gotten to the point where I'd kind of had enough, really. And so I simply said to Ron, if it's got all this great research, let me see it. Because, and apparently he said the same thing too when he was introduced to it, because let me see the research. And then he sent me pages and pages and pages of documentation. And the thing that really struck me at the outset is that this wasn't research that people had gathered from all over the place and said, here's where this particular supplement is good for you, and here's somebody's research that says that it's good for you. There was all this research on glutathione, but the specific research, the human studies, the animal studies, and everything like that were specific to Immunotec. Like the research was done with this specific product. It wasn't done with something else. And okay, we've made something close to it. Like you said, a lot of times we try to, take the shortcut and make up our own, and so people try to benefit from different things. And so, yes, when you go into the health food stores and such right now, you can find all kinds of glutathione supplements and everything. But when you start looking into the research and you look at, okay, where was this work originally done? And you see who the people were and where it all came from. And then I've read through the history of Immunotec and the research. They were doing research for 20 years before they even brought it to the market as a product. That's incredibly unique and unusual in this field, because usually people get a couple ideas. They have one or two articles that say, hey, this is good for you, and they want to run out there and promote it to everybody. Anyways, so Ron sent that to me, and I said, okay, we'll have to take a look at this. And of course, everything that we do, my wife, Tara, and I, Tara's a non-practicing chiropractor. We have 6 children. So she was a busy lady with just that. She didn't need to be in practice. But we always try it ourselves. to see, what benefit do we notice any difference? And I hadn't been taking it very long when one of the things that I noticed was a significant improvement in my own personal energy, but also I try to keep myself in shape. We have we believe that vision is important, and my vision is to be able to do active things with my children and also my grandchildren. So I want to be able to have adventures with them, and that isn't just watching their Facebook feed or Instagram saying, "Hey, look what I'm doing, Grandpa." It's like, okay, I want my own kids to be saying, "Where's Grandpa going with the kids? What's he going to be doing this time? Going out sailing with them or whatever." Right? To do that, I have to keep active, and I was doing a workout program that would have periodic workouts that you'd pitch yourself against your personal best the last time you did it. And there was a period of time where I was feeling like, I don't know if I'm progressing or not. And then I started taking Immunocalc, and my personal bests on these different workouts would be better each time, but it wasn't a little bit better. Like it was a timed workout, and I'd be coming in a minute and a half, 2 minutes faster. And yes, I'd have worked out. I'd worked hard, but the improvement was far more significant than anything I was seeing before. And my recovery time from my workouts was great. And it was like, okay, there's something going on with this. And so that was the start of our journey. Tara was definitely finding that she had better energy and everything. And then we came in contact with a unique virus that our bodies had never experienced before. And we were both laid out really, really hard.
Yeah, it was tough.
Immunocal was one of the critical components to us recovering from that and continuing to recover, because it has been really amazing. Normally, Tara and I are quite healthy, and we might be down for a day or two with something, but this laid us out, and it has taken time for us to recover, and it has been a concerted effort. And I am, I would say, starting to feel that I have the energy that I had prior to that. And it's almost 2 years now. But Immunocal has been a critical component of it. And when we have over the years had periods of time where either an order was late, we didn't have it, or maybe a cash flow thing or something like that prevented us from getting some. And we definitely notice a significant difference when not taking it on a regular basis. And the primary products that we use are the Immunocal regular, the Platinum, the Cogniva for the mental clarity, and recently we've been using the K21 more because we just find that it really helps to manage our overall energy through the day and that type of thing. So that's been our personal story. It's been an interesting journey. That's for sure.
Well, you said some really, really critical things there. I've been taking Immunocal for quite a few years now, and we're not invincible. When something overwhelms our body, it can take you down, just like you said, what happened to you. But the key thing is how you recover. And this is the most important part. And I mean, I know from the way that you expressed this story to me before, even that you were pretty concerned about the level of illness you got with this. And so we have to remember, folks, that none of us are invincible, but the Immunocal really gives you that chance, that fighting chance at really, getting back on track again, getting back on your feet. And the other thing that you said a moment ago too was, you are, a lot of chiropractors are in the supplement industry because you're all about the entire body. You don't focus on one thing. And so, it's so interesting that you said that there's so many supplements out there that they try and, claim that it does this and claim that it does that, but there is absolutely no science behind them. And yet, people have a lot of belief in these things if you see it on TV or anything like that. So, Thank you for bringing that to our attention. It's really important that people understand that a lot of chiropractors like yourself, they're all about the science. This is what's important. Would you agree?
Definitely. You know, we study nutrition going through school. We know the impact that it has. But you want to always be getting the best quality supplements, just like you want to get the best food you can, right? Food that's depleted in nutrients is not nearly as beneficial as something that's, been grown in a healthy environment that has all the micronutrients and everything else that you need. We don't recommend a lot of supplements in our office. Our primary focus is on the nervous system and helping people heal through the relationship it has with the spine. And yet we know that sometimes the body needs that additional support. Well, we know always it needs that additional support. You need the building blocks. And that's where having the precursors, the bonded cysteine that is Immunotec, that helps your body make its own glutathione is critical. As much as you can buy glutathione supplements, the research that I've looked at shows that it doesn't work that way. You have to give the body the building blocks to do it. And there's a lot of the products out there that you're going to spend a lot of money on and not necessarily get the benefit from. And we see that in everything from vitamin C to things like Immunotec, right? There's a whole range of products out there, and quality is critical when you're doing that.
Absolutely. So now you've integrated these products into your practice. What have you got any experiences of your patients that you could share with us?
Yeah, I've integrated them into the practice, but not as well as I'd like to. We keep that primary focus, and one of the things as a regulated professional is sometimes we have to be very careful what we say. In fact, we have to be really careful about what we say. We're regulated on so many things. But one of the things that we have to be careful of is that people aren't perceiving that we're trying to build a business out of our practice based on the people that are coming to see us for our chiropractic care. And so my recommendations have been primarily, as I would with any supplement, more for individuals and personal benefit to help them with the circumstances that they're working with. The byline for our practice is restoring and enhancing health. And Immunotec has really been a part of that. So for some people, I think of one young gentleman who he was just finding he was really low on energy. And a somewhat similar story to myself, where he had been unwell, and then was just finding he wasn't recovering as well for his workouts and everything. So we got him started on it, and it's taken some time, but we're seeing some good improvement there. And he's excited because he can see that those changes are taking place, whereas everything else he was trying before wasn't making a difference. One lady who she was undergoing cancer treatment and having a really hard time with it. And so I recommended that she try the Immunotec, and I pointed her to the CPS and said, talk to your doctor about it and go through that whole exercise. And her doctor was open to it. They looked at it in the CPS and said, sure, I can't see where it's going to do any harm or anything like that. And the change for her was amazing. She was still undergoing treatment, but her energy increased, her color, everything like that. She was doing significantly better. And the doctors were quite amazed how well she was doing in running through the treatment with the chemotherapy. I would like to say that it took care of everything, but it doesn't always work that way. But I was quite amazed at how much better she was doing. There's a lot of dynamics when somebody's in care for something like cancer, and you have to deal with the dynamics of family and doctors and personal choices. And sometimes that can complicate it, but it's also part of the journey.
So now that you're involved with Immunotec, how do you find that it complements what you do? Because, when I go to your office, the whole office just resonates healing. There's all sorts of messages that I get about healing. And I know that that's what Immunotec, what we're all about, is healing the body. So how does that fit in with with what your mission is in your
Uh,
business.
well, as I said, we really look at it as restoring and enhancing health. And so a lot of times you have to give the body the building blocks to do that job. Um, the approach that we work with, you started out talking about stress, right? And Immunocal helps us to really deal with the chemical stressors that come externally and internally, right? External is all our environmental stressors, the air, the water, everything else like that. But there's those internal stressors that we have too, that our body creates these different things as byproducts of metabolism and as byproducts of different stress responses and everything like that. So Immunocal is a great enhancer of the body's ability that way. And for many people, it's giving them the basic tools that they need that often we don't have sufficient quantity of, right? I think of it like vitamin D. If you're north of the equator, you're probably deficient in vitamin D. In Calgary, most of us don't expose enough of our body to the sun or see enough of the sun to develop, yeah, we make our own, just like we make our own glutathione, but you need to give the body the tools to do it, right? And so that's where I see it helping there. I'd like to integrate it more. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do that, to deal with the regulatory issues that I have to deal with, but also to make sure that patients know that we're trying to give them the best care possible and the best resources possible.
Oh, absolutely. I just want to jump from Immunocal for just a minute because I want to introduce the audience to something that I found new when I went to your practice, and perhaps somebody on the call tonight might find it new too. So, most in my experience, when I went to the chiropractor, they did these physical moves and cracked you and this kind of stuff. But when I went to your practice and became your patient, I was surprised. It was a totally different treatment. And the treatment you called it was NSA, Network Spinal Analysis. Would you mind just giving the audience a brief overview of what this is? Because somebody out there might be interested in trying this.
Sure, Judy. Network spinal analysis is a technique, an approach of analysis, assessment of the spine and nervous system within chiropractic that evolved over a number of years. I started studying with a mentor when I was still in school who was developing, kind of synthesizing a number of different approaches. But the way that I look at it is it's a neurologically based way of changing how our body's responding to our environment. And it's the external and the internal again, right? It really addresses the level or degree of fight or flight response that we're functioning in, right? It's that stress response and the negative stress response, right? Because we have good stress and we have to keep that in mind. There are good stressors for us, like exercise and different things like that. We need to have those. We need gravity, right? But it can be a stress on our body, especially if we're falling, right? But with NSA, we're working on developing new neurological and muscle memory patterns that can overwrite old injury patterns, right? And so we've seen people who have recurrent problems, whether it's low back or neck or digestive issues, different things like that, that these things tend to come up on a regular basis. And as we start to basically calm the nervous system, we take it out of that fight or flight defense into healing, growth, and repair. Well, we get to see some amazing transformation and miracle. And it's really because the body is designed to heal itself. And so the adjustments are not really aggressive. In fact, people are usually surprised by how gentle they are. And we use this approach, newborns right up to the oldest person I've cared for was just about 100 years old, right? People can have all different types of health challenges and issues. And really, we're not necessarily treating whatever the diagnosed issue is so much as how do we put the body into a better state to be able to heal? And once the body can do that, we make sure it has the resources it needs to do the healing. And as I say, we get to see some amazing miracles. It's a very unique approach. I found, I grew up a chiropractor's son, so I grew up with chiropractic and a more traditional approach to adjustment. And I would get great relief with the adjustments. Probably the most, I don't know if it's the most stressful time, but it was the time that I was aware of the greatest impact of stress on my body, my physiology, were my early years of practice. My wife and I, as I said, are both chiropractors. We graduated about 6 months apart. Um, when I met my wife, she was 2 years ahead of me, and we decided we had two babies while we were still in school, so that was a little stressful. And she finished up after me because of that, because pregnant brain is a real thing. But uh, starting practice, a young family, having more children, uh, it weighs on you, right? And the responsibility of that. And I would wake up in the morning with tingling numbness in my hands. And as a chiropractor, that's not a good thing. You need strength and you need sensitivity and everything. With a traditional adjustment, I would get relief. But with this approach, my body learned how to come out of that pattern that had been developing for about a 9-year time period, right? Where I don't have that problem coming back anymore. We get the sustainable change. And now when the stressors come on, it doesn't choke off the life that's going to my arms and hands, but also the nerves that are going to the heart and the lungs and everything else. And so when I experienced that type of change, it's like, this is what I need to be able to provide for people, the sustainable change that allows them to heal at a completely different level than what they were able to do before. Now my
Well,
daughter,
I had to bring it into the call
yeah,
because of, I had to do that because, on Immunical, we felt amazing.
yeah,
But when you start, when I started this treatment with you, it just kicked that up, a notch, right? And, I won't go into the details, but we just feel amazing. So, yeah, I just had to add that. That's my personal donation to the call
there you go.
tonight,
Thanks, Judy.
to let people know. Yeah. And if you're in Calgary, go see Dr. David. So I guess here's where I want to end this. You know, lots of people are afraid to introduce Immunotec to their health practitioner, because, they're a professional and they
Right.
feel a little awkward. And, what kind of advice would you give to our audience tonight, as to how would they share this with their practitioner?
I really think it's much like Ron introduced it to me, or my patient talked to her doctor about it. It's like, I've been told about this, or I'm aware of this. Share your personal experience if you already have some experience with it. But for the doctor, for the healthcare professional, we really have to be looking at the research and the quantifiable way to be able to say, yes, this is something that we know is beneficial here. And for the people who will take the time to either read the CPS or look at the research and start to go through it, I see that as something that it becomes a natural, yeah, this makes sense to provide
Right.
this for my patients or the people I care for and that type of thing.
Mhm.
Uh, Sometimes your personal testimony can be enough, but
Mhm.
we start dealing with health professionals because we're regulated, because we have all these other things that we have to
Yeah.
deal with. There's a certain
Yeah.
rigor that you have to take anything through for your credibility, but also for your professionalism and to really make sure that you're offering the best to the people that you're caring for. So I think that's the best way I could probably say that, I guess.
Well, and you said it wonderfully. Personally, what I'm seeing in my work is that there are a lot of practitioners really grabbing on to adding this nutrition component to their practice. And I really, in my opinion, since COVID-19, there's more, the practitioners are more open to bringing on something like Immunical to help their patients with that additional support. And so in your opinion, what do you see out there? Do you think more chiropractors will be looking for this type of, um, product in their practices?
I think everybody's looking for that extra something that's going to help them along. As a chiropractor, as chiropractors looking at it, yeah, I would say likely they are. It's a matter of getting the interest, giving them the time to take a look at it, go from there. I have a number of colleagues like myself. We try to maintain a singular focus. I know what I'm really good at. And so we try to stay into that. Whereas you'll find other people who, they're offering a little bit of everything. And it's just a different approach to it. But with that singular focus, we're very cautious about what we bring in because we don't want anything that's confusing the message. There's too much of the world telling us that we're going to trust things from the outside in that are going to heal us. And then we're offered pharmaceuticals and different things like that. I see Immunocal differently in that it's giving us the building blocks. We have to take good nutrition into our body. Well, if we can take in the best possible or supplement that nutrition with the best possible supplements, that makes sense. I don't want to be out, I don't want a full health food store in my office. I have no interest in that, right?
Yeah.
Because there's all kinds of stuff out there and people walk in and they stare at the shelves and they wonder what's beneficial. That's why we're very selective about what we'll recommend and carry there. And for something, we recommend certain products quite regularly, but leave it to the health food stores to carry it. But when people can't find what they need, like Immunocal, I haven't seen anything like it in the health food stores. And I believe that there's a good reason for that. I've looked back through, some of the different ways they thought about getting the product out there. And this vehicle of Immunotec seems to be the best option available to us right now. But I know that I can't just send somebody to the local health food store and say, hey, you should pick up a cysteine supplement so that you can get more glutathione or something like that, because they're not going to find what they really need there. So,
well, I want to personally thank you for the help that you've given me and my husband, Gary. And I also want to thank you on behalf of our community for, your willingness to step into this Immunotec world with us and to really, help people on another level. And, really, really thank you for making a difference in this community. So thank you for being our guest tonight. You were wonderful. And we look forward to maybe having another conversation down the road. Thank you I know that you had skiing scheduled and a bunch of other stuff scheduled. So thank you so much for taking time out of your evening to be with us. Thank you, Dr. Cameron.
Pleasure. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Great information. So now that's the end of our product part of our evening. And if you're interested, you can stay for the second half, which is income opportunity and how you can get involved with Immunotec and support the cause, making people live better. So we'll get that started, and I'd like to start first of all with a short video. I gotta share my screen again. Just give me 1 second, the sound. Oh yeah, we're good. Perfect.
We were the first to discover a natural protein that raises the immune system. We were the first to demonstrate this in human beings. We were the first to have a government officially approve a medical claim for a natural product to improve immune function. We were the first to acquire method of use patents for addressing specific health issues in humans using natural glutathione precursors. We have dozens of other method of use patents. I can go on and on describing Immunotec's firsts. This year, we're going to surpass 70 published studies on Immunocal, when almost all the other companies in our space have no studies at all. Some have 1 or 2 mouse studies, and that's all they talk about all the time. We currently have the top neuroscientists in North America working on our product to improve things like brain function, neurodegenerative disease, head trauma. So people who are doing this job for the money will probably do okay, but people who are doing this as part of a movement will be guaranteed success.
Thank you, Dr. Gutman. What a great way to start this part of the call. So let's talk about this opportunity. So you can see when you get involved with Immunotec, You're getting involved with the pioneer in the natural health space. And so Immunotec is unique because we focus on the two things that you value the most, your health and your income. And we safeguard both of those things. When you join Immunotec, you are taking the next step to a more prosperous life. And when I say that, here's what I mean. You start to take our product, you start to feel the benefits of the product, you start to share the product with those that you care about, and the company pays you for sharing, for referring. It's a referral fee. And what happens first is you get your own product paid for. So that is always the first step. So if nothing else, joining this company just to use our products for free every month is well worth it. And you heard from Dr. Cameron, it's a well worth cause to get involved with. So people today are seeking more control over their work and their own life. People are really wanting to set their own schedules and make time for the things that are important to them. And so their lifestyle, they're trying to improve their lifestyle. They're trying to get more autonomy, more control. So here's what Immunotec offers. We offer the benefits of working from home. We offer the benefits from working from your phone. I mean, the technology today, folks, has just gotten so insane that we can do so much from just a smartphone, and you can work from anywhere. And the most exciting thing that I'm seeing, and I can speak on this because I'm a senior, so I can say I love it when the seniors are getting involved with this company because they're feeling better, their health is better, and they're earning some extra income helping their friends. So it's so wonderful to see. And so, of course, we have the protection for the body from pollutants and that by taking our products. So these are what you get when you work with Immunotec. But the biggest thing that you get when you work with Immunotec, folks, is peace of mind. You don't get that anywhere else because you know when you take our products that you're doing the best thing for your body. And if you decide to earn some income around that, then you are investing in your financial future as well. Here's our CEO of Immunotec. This gentleman purchased Immunotec in 2015, Mauricio Dominzain. He is a young man. He's has a lot of experience in the field of network marketing. He's not new at this, and he's made a substantial difference in how Immunotec is going into all these different countries. We're moving so much faster than ever before. And you know why? It's because he's young. He understands what people today want. He understands what younger people want, the technology. And he's using that to spread the word around the world. He's very, very dedicated to his consultants. That's his most important priority. And he cares about our personal health, and he cares about our success in this work. Immunotec's entry into the marketplace was very unique. And you know why? And Dr. David Cameron alluded to that, because they'd already completed 20 years of research on our product before they sent the product to market, and so that you and I could use it. So this is very different, unheard of in the network marketing space. So this is where it's so different. Is Immunotec, the company, was evolved after the product was researched and founded. So this is the factor that distinguishes Immunotec apart from every other network marketing company in the world. And this is why Immunotec still maintains the same consistency in their product and their opportunity for the past we're in year 28 now, 28 years. Currently, Immunotec operates in 14 countries with a global workforce. It's interesting, it's fun, it's fantastic because we have people from all different countries and all different cultures promoting this product. So you get to meet a lot of interesting and fun people. And the most exciting news I just heard is that they're opening 4 new markets in Europe concurrently. So this is happening really soon, early this year, 4 new countries. So that'll be 18 countries altogether. And so with Immunotec, you have the choice. You can earn a little additional income to enhance your personal health, get your product for free, or you can turn it into something bigger, whatever you choose. And here's how we work. We work on the principle of leverage. We multiply our efforts to earn income. So our income comes not from just our own sales and activities, but it also comes from the efforts of our team. We build a team around it. And it's a model that encourages people to work together and grow together. And you know, in this day, people are looking for this type of work more and more every day, because the more effectively you apply these principles, the greater opportunity you have to scale your business and earn income. And this is not income for just a moment in time. This is income that you can pass down to your children. So it's significant. It goes on for forever. So a lot of people on this call have been earning that money for the past 28 years too, which is really inspiring to know. So many people are looking for this business model, and they love it because they can work at their own pace and on their own terms with no limit to what they can earn. Great retirement income stream. I got my hand up. So there you go. When you become an Immunotec consultant, you'll always have the option to grow an additional income stream anytime you choose. But the real question is, will you seize this opportunity now, or will you wait for later? This is the time, this is the day, this is the year, this is yours for the choosing. Join us, please. Become a consultant today and watch your life transform. So here's what you need to do next. Sit with the person who invited you to this call and let them lay out all the options and describe all the options and the opportunity for you, and they will help you get you started. The process is simple, but the most important thing to do is to just get started. So thank you so much for your attention tonight. Thank you, Dr. David Cameron, again. Thank you to everyone that's new here tonight. We hope you come back next week for another great call. And thank you to the Immunotec family and community for supporting this call and bringing your guests here tonight. So God bless. Have a great evening. Thank you, everyone.